So I had some conversations about using influencers. So the biggest danger with influencers, if you do well in terms of the exposure they'll get you, is and and that you get them to drive traffic direct to your listing. That's going to hurt your conversion if they are not converting. So that's the biggest challenge. Of course, everybody wants to drive traffic to the listing because that's where the sale will take place. So getting an influencer to do that. So what I heard as an idea from one of the guests, I believe, they said, do not get influencers drive traffic by using attribution tags. Instead, get them to, if they are not already an Amazon affiliate, get them to become an Amazon affiliate, and then drive traffic through Amazon affiliate program by using their Amazon affiliate links, which does not go towards your conversion. So if that traffic does not convert, it doesn't hurt you. But at the same time, you can give them a promo code that is specific to them, where they can promote in their advertising, whatever, and say, use this to get discounts. So that way the customer benefits. You don't get hurt if the traffic doesn't convert. At the same time, they earn something. So everybody is happy. What do you think about that practice?
I mean, it makes sense. I don't know about if you set them up as an affiliate and they go through their affiliate link, they're still landing on the listing. I know the URL changes and all that fun stuff, but they're still landing on the listing at the end of the day. So I would think that if you drove a bunch of traffic from an influencer, it could, in theory, still affect your listing ranking. The only thing, though, that to completely caveat that and the stuff I said too is like when you work with an influencer, it's a real quick big boost in traffic and then it dies. So for it to have a prolonged effect on your listing is incredibly unlikely. It's not going to be like, oh, you got one day, you got a huge jump in traffic and they didn't convert as well as Amazon wanted them to, so they tank you. Typically, it's like, hey, your conversion rate has been down for 14 days. And so your ranking starts to fall. But if you get a big influx in traffic and then it doesn't convert as well, I find it hard to believe that Amazon would really ding you that hard from an organic perspective. I would think that Amazon would just see like sometimes one-off things happen. Sometimes you get hit by a bot or something, and then Amazon factors that in. Like there's a lot of stuff that can happen. So like it's the big difference that I always find is that there's clear people that are Amazon sellers, and then there's clear people that are off Amazon sellers, and then there's clear people that do both. And the people that are strictly Amazon sellers, they get really, really deep in like the data and in the weeds, and they're nitpicking every little tiny thing. When in reality, to me, it's just unneeded stress, because it was the same thing that I realized with listings years ago, right? Like listings, people used to load them up with emojis and capital letters and use every word and they could find in the dictionary and just throw it all in there. And then one day I was like, well, what if we took a different approach to this? What if we did this where, yes, I'm going to do the keyword research, obviously, but let's just write to the consumer. Because when I land on a listing, if it's got capital letters and each bullet point is a paragraph, I'm not reading any of that. So let's make it a lot easier for the consumer to read and digest. And then all of a sudden, conversion rate skyrocketed. No, I didn't have every single word on the dictionary listed in my listing, but I was basically providing the best experience I could to the consumer. I was ignoring the Amazon algorithm and I was focusing on my customer. And that's the exact same concept. So digging in real deep to the data of like, is working with an influencer going to all of a sudden spike my, listing, and then my ranking's going to fall and my whole business is going to fall apart and my wife's going to leave me and I'm going to die. Like it's like, okay, no, relax. You're going to be just fine. If your ranking comes down a little bit, you stop doing stuff with that influencer because they drove a bunch of traffic that didn't convert very well. Or you could drive a ton of traffic and they could convert fantastically and your listing could skyrocket. So sometimes like, you A/B test everything, you take the risk. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then you don't do it.
Yeah, I think what you just said with the test, always test, right?
Yeah,
Always be testing. So this
exactly.
is
You can
key.
always stop doing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. They call it the stop, pause, play. In other words, whatever is working, keep playing. Whatever is not working, stop. And then whatever is not certain, you can always pause.
Exactly. You always come back to it.
All right. Great. So a lot of good tips. Thank you.